couldn't think of anybody I wanted to have on this journey with me after, years of thinking of how can I make this work? What would be the best way to make it work was what my brother from another mother, Mark Kibble. Mark Kibble of Take 6.
I'm Mark Kibble. And I'd recently had the opportunity of working with an old friend of mine from high school.
When I think about Mark, first of all, the respect has been there since I've met this brother since 1976.
Teenage years.
The respect for his artistry, the respect for the artist and musician that he is.
Victor Brooks.
Mr. Miracle, excuse me please.
Mark and I, PKs, growing up Seventh-day Adventist, same conference, same area of the country, grew up as artists together in that same community of artists. And our families, it's almost basically a family affair, generations before. So by the time we met each other, there was an instant connection of artistry, of creativity.
When I first met him, I discovered that he could just absolutely blow. The brother could sing, and I said, you know what, I want to be able to sing like that. I was saying that way back in the day, and here, many, many years later, we had the opportunity to work together.
I remember watching from Mark at that young age, learning, watching each other develop over the years, watching each other grow into the artists that we have eventually become. Every year at camp meeting, right? Growing up Seventh-day Adventist, Oakwood College, we were South Central Conference. That means Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and we meaning all the churches. Mark would put together choir or a small group or a small chorale or all three. And it became a thing of all of us who were coming down there would get on the phone. Hey, are you going to be in Mark's choir? Did Mark reach out to be in the chorale? Are you in the small group or whatever, And it was a look forward to this moment every year for us budding, artists to work out our craft. Around the other mentors in our life who were there during that age. We had, oh my goodness, the Breath of Life Quartet, the Aeolians, Alma Blackman, my Uncle Charles Brooks, O'Mara Dawson, Gail Murphy, come on, out of Memphis, Tennessee, my Aunt Eleanor Wright, Shelton Kilby, Walter Ortiz, Wintley, just so many who were there. We were able to sit under and watch and learn from of different styles, different techniques. And then Mark was able to put that whole feeling that we were growing up around in his own thing. He started to develop his own vibe. So by the time we were bona fide teenagers, with Mark Kibble, it was on and cracking. And being able to express ourselves musically during that time was priceless. I remember he was putting a group together, and he asked me to audition for it. So we went down, we at the dormitory. He gave me the time, went down to audition for it. And Mark and the other cats started throwing these harmonies at me, and they gave me my little notes, and I said, okay, hey, I knew within the first maybe 2 or 3 tries that harmony like this was not Victor Brooks's lane. Can you dig it? So I knew at that time that, part of that whole maturity as an artist is knowing your lane and cultivating your lane. And man, the incredible harmonies, the incredible arrangements, man, that Mark just started birthing and nurturing, especially right out of high school and then into the college times. This is why we have now collaborated into this single.
He wrote this song, and it was just so cool. And he invited me to be a part of it, to produce it, to see it through.
Learning the technique of harmonies, of arrangements, of putting that sound together. That's Mark Kibble. That's always been Mark Kibble.
I listened to his original version. It was just so cool, so laid back, down home. A song called Mr. Miracle.
It's about a journey for life.
It's like having a conversation about what you've been going through in life.
About starting out your life and then living life in between.
And how you found the answer to get you through all those difficult times.
And then making the bumps, making the bruises, making the beautiful times, but then coming back around and sharing what you've learned with others.
He wrote this song and it was just so cool. So when I envisioned it, I said, I want to make it even cooler.
And that's exactly what I feel that Mark and I are doing right now.
So I set it up in a laid back, nice feel that just brings it straight home to your heart. The lyrics, when I started doing it, they really touched me. There were times that I would just well up with tears because it just touched me so deeply. And I know that when you hear this song, you're going to feel the same thing. If you can just relate, everybody can relate to struggling through life, being lost sometimes, and then hopefully you find the answer that Victor found. Mr. Miracle.
How grateful I am to have Mark Kibble as the producer and arranger of this project.
Vic, hats off to you, man. Much success.
Mr. Miracle, excuse me please.